Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, I'll follow up on that 490 that just arrived, and I pulled it out of its shell. I bought it just for this motor. And as you can see, this thing is in just really poor condition. It's got surface rust all over it. One of these nuts has been replaced. I have no idea why. It has the original light bulb in it, and this is 1958. Something like that. Anyway, the problem with it was the E-unit wasn't cycling. The power would come on, but the E-unit lever wasn't moving. Anyway, a quick shot of WD-40, a bit of judicious lubrication, and it's up and running. Forward and reverse. So like I said, these double reduction motors on eBay are 25 bucks, 35 bucks, and people buy them. And in this case, you can buy the entire locomotive for 10. And I got the motor, and I'm going to salvage the tab and slot and the mounting plate off the shell. The shell's going in the trash can. It's beyond help. Anyway, like I said, I bought this strictly for this motor. 10 bucks, really difficult to beat that. And it is up and running. So now, some additional lubrication, and this thing just needs to run. I can mount this in another shell for now. When a nice metal locomotive comes in, usually what I do is upgrade from a plastic one to a metal one. And in this case, I'll have a spare motor. So if you find a chance to pick these things up cheap, get them. Even if they don't run, if they're beyond repair, you still get all the parts. A set of wheels for this motor is 12 bucks on eBay. Not to mention the armature, the push rods, the brush plate, the brushes, the springs, the light, the E-unit, the contactor on the bottom. It all has value. It all comes in handy, even if you can't get these things running. But in 99% of the cases, if you have a small supply of parts, you can get most of these things running regardless of their condition when they arrive. As you see, there's nothing wrong with it. It hasn't been abused. It's just been neglected. And like I said, for some reason, someone has replaced that nut on the brush plate. So in any case, a bit of lubrication and put this thing on the rail, put it in a shell and let it run. It's going to run like new. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's just been setting virtually forever. You know, this thing is 1958, 1962, something like that. It's been setting a long time. This thing was dry as a bone. Plus it had a bunch of carpet fiber wrapped around the armature, or the output gear. Oh, we're stuck in reverse now. Yep. So, like I said, it's going to take some lubrication and running. But it is running. That's the important part. So a quick tap. And that will usually solve the E-unit problem. And I need to really clean this thing. So we'll see how it goes. As you see, it runs. Now it just needs to be cleaned, thoroughly lubricated, and then put on a rail and run. This thing has not moved in decades. No doubt about that. It has been a long time since this has had power applied to it. So, like I said, a bit of additional lubrication, some cleaning, and running. That's what this thing needs. So, it was definitely worth the 10 bucks. Like I said, you can't buy these motors on eBay for 10 bucks. But you can buy the entire locomotive with the motor in it for 10 bucks. It doesn't make any sense, but I've gotten lots and lots of motors doing this exact same thing. And it's double reduction. Like I said, you don't want these push rods. You have the option of changing the push rods or just changing the wheels. If you have a wheel puller and a press, you can repair anything you can find on eBay. So I'm happy with it. 10 bucks, it's up and running. Now it just needs to be lubricated, cleaned, and run. So just want to do a quick follow-up on this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.